Doerr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, and I'm waiting for Kevin. I'm on his show tonight. But Kevin told me he was starting some new vitamins. And I said, boy, I'll bet that will put hair on your head. And he said these vitamins are incredible. And when I saw him today, it really was true. Uh, he he's got something to show you. Kevin, where are you? My phone. There. Oh
Here
wow!
I am.
They
Look at these
really did
awesome
put hair on
vitamins.
your head.
Hi, everyone.
Right as I was saying that, my niece was calling me, and I could hear it through my hearing aids, but you guys couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I've been on a vitamin kick this week, so I
Well,
don't know.
evidently they worked.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Mel, how are you?
I'm good. I saw this yesterday, and we planned this. I want some of that stuff. I could use it.
Yeah,
It looks great.
thank you. I will say it's been very weird for me. I had my hair done this week, and it's still a little weird for me, but I'm getting more used to it.
It looks great. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, something different.
It
Shifting my vibe and working on my my healing and transformation, and just wanting to kind of do something a little bit different, something creative. So yeah.
So you grew hair.
I grew some hair, yeah. Darkened the beard a little bit.
I could tell you darkened the beard.
Yes.
I tried to grow a beard once. I looked like Dick Clark with a beard. I said, this ain't working.
A beard's not for everybody. I'm not normally one for facial hair, but
not for me. But anyway, it looks good. I like it.
Thank you. And I'm seeing a lot of nice comments in the chat. Thank you all.
Yeah, we got, let me see here. Okay.
So how have you been, Mel? It's been a few weeks. You've been busy, and we're lucky enough to have you on the channel today, but I think it'll be a couple weeks before we can get back, because you have some traveling plans and an event with Linda too. So how's everything been for you?
Well, I went to Peru and I got back, and then 4 or 5 days later, I went to Iceland, and I got back on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I'm leaving for France, and then I'll get back, and then the first week in November, the Venetia thing. So we won't be able to do our show this coming Thursday because I'll be in France, but the following Thursday we'll be on. Okay. It was funny flying into O'Hare from Iceland. I was on Icelandic Air. It's a good airline. Mm-hmm. It was a 737, a small plane. It's only like 6-hour flight from O'Hare to Iceland and from Keflavik to O'Hare. But anyway, coming in for a landing, we were like maybe 7,500 feet off the ground, and we were like coming in, and we were right over the runway, and all of a sudden the pilot like guns the engines, and we take off. Mm-hmm. And then we didn't touch the runway. We just kind of like this, and then boom. We did a whole go around. And so the second approach, we came in, we landed, and everybody's, what's going on? And as we were taxiing to the gate, the pilot came on and said, I had to take back off and do a go around, because as I was landing, there was an airplane right in front of us on the runway.
Oh, wow.
And so had the pilot not been astute, it would have been a horrible crash.
Mm-hmm. Was that when you were landing back home?
That's when we were landing at O'Hare.
O'Hare, yeah. And
the first thing that came into my mind was, well, guess what? Government shutdown, air traffic control. Mm-hmm. What's going on? Now people are going to say, am I afraid to leave next week for France? The answer is no. But there weren't a lot of customs people at the airport. And so it was like, whoa. So this shutdown's affecting everything.
Yeah.
And it's not boding well for Trumpolini.
No.
We have the
no,
National Guard here in Chicago now supposedly in the ICE place where they're holed up. And we have, we're filing a lawsuit against Trump sending the National Guard here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're being very proactive about it. People are on ICE watch. Like if they see them, they'll, call people and say they're over here, they're over here. And Trump said if he's going to try to use the Insurrection Act to justify sending troops into Chicago, but he has no justification. If he tries the Insurrection Act, it's clearly illegal, and what he's done now is illegal. And essentially, my guides are telling me is what he's trying to do is incite a civil war. He's baiting the Democratic cities and states into a civil war. And I'm saying that there's going to be a lot of desertions. I'm saying that there's going to be generals refusing to obey his illegal orders because they are illegal. And, the Supreme Court must not allow him to do this. And it will go to the Supreme Court. If they're smart, they'll uphold the decisions of the lower courts. Even Trump-appointed judges are against this.
Yeah.
And so us Chicagoans are not going to take the bait, but on the same token, we will not stand back and allow this to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, my guys are telling me that Trump, for a while, it looks like he might be successful in sending all these National Guards to the Democratic states, especially cities with black mayors, but he will not win.
Yeah, I agree. I can't. The last week, I really feel between the health, him over his overuse for the executive, abusing power of the executive. I'm feeling like all those around him are even just talking about like we got to get rid of him.
Even MAGAs are tired. Some MAGAs are tired of it,
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. He wants to declare the Insurrection Act when there's no insurrection, but he couldn't call the National Guard in when all of those, when his cult of followers, charged the Capitol on January 6th.
He was the biggest insurrectionist there was.
Exactly.
34 felony convictions. Now what he's doing is he's forcing the Justice Department to indict Letitia James for something she put on a mortgage application. Well, that's going to blow up in his face. Even if she gets indicted, she's not going to be convicted. So he's using the people that went after him, and he's even talking about going after the judge in that case. And now he's saying that our governor here should be in prison and our mayor should be in prison. But yet, who's breaking the law here? Mike Johnson refuses to swear in an elected official. And I talked to Linda Grindle last night. Her and I are going to talk about this on Monday on her show, that she read where that you can get a Supreme Court justice to swear in an elected official if the Speaker of the House refuses to do it. And so
you're getting sworn in.
She will be sworn in, but then Mike Johnson said, well, I'm not going to do it while there's a government shutdown. And all of this stuff is, in my opinion, a lot of it's a diversion because I don't want the Epstein files to come out.
They're coming out. So
they're coming out big time.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff been going on the last week. Today, I don't know, it feels like there's 20 big breaking news things every day the last week or two, doesn't it?
So Meg says you look so handsome, Kevin.
Thank you.
And Karen Alexander said, who is that? Where is Kevin? Let's see. Jolyn Shumsky. Hello, Jolyn. Aloha, good-looking Auntie Mel and cutie Kevin. Thank you. Rebecca says, Kevin, you look 10 years younger.
Yes, I've been getting that.
Carrie G says, Kevin, look at you. Looks great. Karen M, looking good, Kevin.
You're all gonna make me blush. Thank you.
This just says, go, Kev. You better show it off. Jeffrey Stein, my friend and good buddy, says, I like the hair, Kevin. Looks awesome. Janice says, you're both looking great.
Yes. Antoinette's granddaughter says, Mel, you are looking good too. You look relaxed. You world traveler, you.
I feel better. Thank you. S. Thomas says, love it. Here. Connie B, you look marvelous. Marvelous, Kevin. Marvelous.
All right. Thank you.
Antoinette. And now for something completely different. Lucy Claire says, wow, handsome. Jeffrey Stein says, hey, Mel. Hey, Jeff. How you doing? Let's see. Honey Rose Apothecary. I like that. Honey Rose Apothecary. Kevin, you look marvelous.
Thank you.
Tisha A, love it, Kevin. Debbie Himbaugh. Kevin, you look great. Debbie Smith. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Mel. Kevin, you look wonderful. Wow, Kevin looks great. Patty today. Our friend Luci DeLisi says, looking good, Kevin. Mary Larson. Hi, Mel and Kevin. I didn't recognize you.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Jackie O'Connell. Kevin, you look amazing. Oh, this is sweet. Margaret Casper says, you guys are both very handsome with or without hair.
Oh,
Margaret, they say the eyes are the first to go, girlfriend. Jeff said, Mel, I've tried reaching out to you a few times. I know you've been on vacation. Jeff, I saw that you had called, but I was in Iceland, and sometimes the reception there ain't good. And before that, I was in Peru, and sometimes the reception there just doesn't happen. So, okay. Cheryl Lukanen says, Kevin, you look younger. Meow. All righty. Antoinette's granddaughter. Man about town. It's really amazing how much it changes you and takes years off. Shall we keep going? I mean,
I think we have some questions to get to, a lot to read.
Well, I'm not done with the compliments yet.
Oh, geez. You're making me feel uncomfortable, Mel.
Why?
I love it, but I don't know.
Oh, you're loving every bit of it. Anyway, it does. It looks great.
Thank you.
This person here says, God, I need to travel. My life is so boring these days. Well, 64-bit rewind. Call my office, 847-590-5411. And we'll tell you what trips I got coming up.
Yes. And so, Mel and I are going to talk later on in the year about possibly doing something in Gettysburg next year for a small group.
Yes, absolutely.
We got some exciting trips. Galapagos, yes. And where else?
I'm sorry?
Okay.
So May of next year, I have a cruise on the Danube. It starts in Prague, the Czech Republic. We tour Prague for 2 or 3 days. Then we'll be motor coach down to Passau, Germany. We'll tour Passau. We get on the boat. We go across Austria, stopping at UNESCO sites. We will also, after that, then stop in, I think, Vienna, Austria, Bratislava, Slovakia. We end in Budapest. August, Mayflower Cruises and Tours has asked me if I would do another trip to Iceland to see the total solar eclipse next August 8th.
Awesome.
And I said yes. So I've just added that trip. And then in September, I've got a tour going to the Galapagos Islands. So if you're interested, call me, 847-590-5411. Kevin, I know it's your show, but how do they get a hold of you?
Well, you can send me an email, kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com, or you can go to my website, kevinslovingvibrations.com. All of our info is in the description box. I will say I do have some availability for readings and Reiki sessions for the month of October. I'm getting ready to teach a level 1 and 2 class. They just filled up, but I do have January 2026, another level 1 and 2 class on the website if anybody's interested in learning Holy Fire Reiki. I have a Holy Fire Master Level class in November. And I think the only other announcement for my members, next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing our Reiki and Prayer Circle live show. So,
speaking of Fire Reiki, Clint says, Kevin, the hair is on fire.
Yes.
I thought that was apropos.
Excuse me.
All right.
So we'll be reading on politics. We have a bunch of questions already started. I did post some questions. I made a post yesterday, so we got a bunch of questions in the comment section as well. So a lot of things to take a look at.
I've got some start here, Kevin. As you're talking, I'm reading through the questions.
Yeah.
Connie B says, hey, everybody, please hit the thumbs up button. Thanks.
Yes,
and
please.
I've got some really good news. I got my plaque.
I love it.
Getting 100,000. And so here it is. It says Mel Doerr, Aloha Shirt Psychic, for passing 100,000 subscribers. And I'm going to ultimately move this bowl and put the plaque here.
Yeah, you got to show it off.
So people can see it.
That's awesome, Mel.
I just put it right there for the time being.
Congrats, my friend. Well deserved.
Thank you. Okay. So, all right, Kevin, it's your show, but I just had to.
You're good. You're okay. We haven't been together in a while. Lots of changes, trips, lots of stuff going on in the world. So a little bit longer of an intro today.
I had to take over for a second. There you go.
I love how we did that, though. The surprise reveal there, right?
There you go. And right as we did it, my niece was calling me.
Oh, imagine that.
Never fails. Never fails.
Right.
Okay.
So, Butterflies Are Free is asking, is the war between Israel and Gaza over? They had, I think they're enacting the first stage of a peace deal, releasing some of the hostages. I want to throw some cards on this because this just happened today.
I'm hearing not quite. But
yeah,
Trump,
I agree.
But the news is already, I heard on the radio today, Trump is already going to take credit for ending it. Look what I did. I ended the war with Israel and Gaza. Donald, you should have never allowed it to get this far in the first place.
Right.
So I still see some violence there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't really see a lot of big change, with Gaza while Netanyahu's in office.
Israelis were celebrating the streets, not because of Netanyahu, because it's over, so they say. But I mean, Gaza is now a wasteland. Yeah, Donald, you wanted it over so you can have your son-in-law, like you said, Donald, put like a Riviera in Gaza, but that's never going to happen. That'll never happen.
Yeah.
That's what I pick up. I don't know what your cards are showing, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's going to de-escalate somewhat. I think Israel has their next election, I think, in the spring of 2026, because I don't feel Netanyahu in there for a whole lot longer. But I have the devil and the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is like making a deal, and then like somebody, backing out on it with the devil.
I see Netanyahu voted out, but I think he's going to try to cheat on the voting, but the Israelis aren't going to have it. My guides are telling me they've had it with Netanyahu.
I do get that we're close to a turning point. Somebody's walking away, somebody's resigning, and then there can be some peace talks. And they're not going to really have peace over there until they actually start talking about a two-state solution. So it's not going to happen with Netanyahu in there.
I see two states. I do, ultimately, and they'll live together peacefully. But it's not going to happen as long as Netanyahu leanies in office.
And I do think too we're going to get some shocking news about, unfortunately, how many of the prisoners, were killed, or I think that we're going to be a bit shocked with it. I don't think it's going to be as many that they release as what we're expecting, because a lot of them passed away.
I think Netanyahu's still going to have to face a tribunal for war crimes. That's what I see.
I agree. And his charges that he's been fighting for the last few years, I don't see those going away either.
All right.
All right. Nora, do you see something big coming for Cittadini this month? Well, I can see from the emojis. I'm not necessarily picking up on the emojis there, but I see the health continuing to be issues. I feel more and more of the Epstein stuff coming out. Like I said, I don't feel him in there for very much longer. He may be out before the end of the year or first thing next year, but I can kind of feel like his presidency is starting to wane.
Okay.
How I'm picking it up. And also, with all of him sending the National Guard and troops in, Mel and I have said since he's been in there, he was going to try to turn the military on protesters and declare martial law. And I think we're getting ready for that to be that big step way too far, where even Republicans can't condone his actions.
I'm looking here to see what Trump's popularity ratings are as we're talking.
Not very good. A lot of his own base is starting to turn on him too.
He's minus 16%, down almost 1 point since last week. 39% approve, 56% disapprove, and it's going to go way down.
I think it's lower than that.
I think so too. I don't think this poll's accurate. I think it's much lower than that. Yeah. Here, let's see what this one says. 6 days into the shutdown. But, people are going to start paying a lot more at the grocery stores. I mean, look at how much we're paying now. I mean,
yeah, crazy.
In Iceland, it was like $35 for a hamburger, but beef is expensive there. They grow their own food. The food there was very costly, but delicious. But you know what? We're not far behind them. Look at the prices we're paying, and we grow our own food here. And it's because of Trump.
Power prices are going to continue to go up. Energy prices. We're getting into winter. It's going to be, I'm feeling a very cold winter. So you have the gas and electric bills going up.
Right. All right.
So what's your feeling on the government shutdown? Do you get a feeling about how long you think it's going to last, or who's going to carry?
My guides tell me Donald Trump wanted this shutdown because he could blame the Democrats, and that he doesn't care how long it shuts down. During his first presidency, he pulled this crap. And my guides are telling me he doesn't care. It's a power play. And he wants all this chaos and anarchy. He's doing all this stuff. People are saying he's senile. I don't think he's that senile. It's calculated. He wants to start violence, so then he can use the Insurrection Act, but it's not going to work. It's going to blow up in his face. My feeling is that this government shutdown will last for at least another week, and then the government reopens. But
I was picking up seeing the number 2, so it being shut down for about 2 weeks. I wasn't thinking about 2 months, but I feel like something big happening within the next week. Like I said, it may be the whole National Guard ICE situation. And I see people actually really coming out to protest for the No Kings protests. And
absolutely. And that's when he's going to try to use the National Guard, but it's not going to work. And then, that's going to be huge.
Republicans are failing on their whole campaign to blame the Democrats. I mean, they're in charge of all 3 bodies of government. If they were serious about actually getting the government open, Mike Johnson wouldn't have sent the Congress on vacation for like 2-3 weeks in a row. In the meantime, like you said, food prices are way up there. People are starting to hurt financially.
So they're
losing the messaging campaign.
So who's telling Mike Johnson what to do? We know Cittadini.
But this is where I disagree, because I don't think cognitively he's all there. I think Stephen Miller is really running the ship.
Well, maybe he is, but the whole shutdown was planned. I can tell you that.
No,
right.
I agree.
But if it's Stephen Miller, he thinks he's going to skate away free and clear, but I see him indicted and I see him put in jail.
Yeah, me too. I feel like everybody close to Donald Trump, especially with illegally sending in the military and those that are in charge of, the deportations, I feel jail time and big investigations into them.
Right.
I'm getting, there's a tower moment right on the horizon here. I feel like it's going to be shocking legal news. I was picking up maybe some kind of financial corruption, taking money, but I feel like there's some charges and investigations there. And I do also feel like there is some action on the global stage. I was picking up maybe between Ukraine and Russia, like a bit of a turning point in that war as well. So this month feels pretty significant for me. For us.
I feel the same. Okay, here we go.
Any hits on the next domino to fall, drop, hit the squatter upside the head? I don't know what the next is going to drop, but like I said, I just told you
there's going to be so much going on.
Epstein stuff coming out soon.
Oh, I see his popularity rating plummeting even more. I don't even know if he cares about that. This whole, it's their whole way of trying to, get Project 2025 moving along, but they're not going to succeed in getting
They've
that.
already accomplished a lot of their agenda with that.
Yeah, but that's all going to be overturned. Every single thing he's done will be overturned.
We kind of have to go through this time of chaos and our Constitution really being at stake, so that we can make those necessary changes to really strengthen our government, our Constitution. We're in this transition period for our democracy. But I agree with you. I feel a lot of the wrongs being right by them strengthening and really kind of putting in a lot more, what's the word? Guardrails to keep us safe.
And ultimately, those, as you said, those wrongs will be overturned. And ultimately, I see legislation being passed to prevent a rogue president like this from ever being able to pull shenanigans like this. Right before the Civil War, there was it Buchanan? There was a president that was rogue. And after the Civil War, they passed all of the legislation to keep those sorts of things from happening again. And once Trump is gone, I see some major laws to say anybody that gives a middle finger to the Constitution, it's illegal, especially from a president. And I see that whole presidential immunity thing. I see that whole thing being overturned by a future court, where they're going to say, no, the president does not have absolute immunity. And there is accountability. So the future presidents won't be able to pull this. Even though that they said that the president has immunity, he's still breaking the law. And what the stuff he's doing are impeachable offenses. And basically the court said they would leave that up to Congress to decide. And at some point, the Congress is going to decide that I'm telling you, I don't think he's not going to finish out his full term, but I see impeachment, and I see Vance being impeached as well. I see some Supreme Court justices impeached. There's going to be a lot of impeachments. And it's not going to bode well for them at the end of the day.
I even feel there's talks going on right now about the 25th Amendment. That's what I'm picking up right now.
Okay, I'm not getting anything on that, but if that's what you're seeing, that's what you're
Mhm.
seeing, right?
Yeah. But either way, it's ways to remove him from the presidency.
Right.
So let's look at this. I did hear earlier today that they were talking about Trump having to go to Walter Reed for another yearly exam when he just had one in April.
Okay.
Are you picking up anything with that? I feel like it's almost um, for them to lie like they always do and say he's the most healthiest president that's ever been elected. And to me, it's trying to kind of take everybody's eyes off of what we can all clearly see, him not doing well. But I don't see him being successful with that.
My guides are
This is a
telling me
photo op.
that his health is really bad. I
Mhm.
still see dark clouds around his head area, which means he has to, I don't know if that means stroke or diabetes, but, clearly congestive heart failure. So
Mhm.
my guides are telling me that his health is not good. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose, but I'm telling you what I'm picking up intuitively. So um, I don't care what they release. Still, his health is not good.
Mhm. I mean, if I agree with that, we've been talking about his health for how long since he's been elected, even before that.
Right.
Um, but he wouldn't have the public know about anything seriously going on with him with the health. So for me, it's almost like it's just a photo op, so that he can say, "I'm in pristine health. I'm the healthiest president that ever lived." Crock of you know what.
You hit it. Everything for Trump is a photo op. Like
Mm.
all this crap going on is a photo op. And you're right. The thing with his health, oh, it's a photo op. You're right. I'm the healthiest president.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But guess what, Donald? If you say you're the healthiest president, considering that most of them are dead, then you probably are the healthiest because you still breathe, right?
Yeah.
Um, oh, his health is not good.
Yeah. And I feel like he's been, for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a doctor. I've been feeling like he's been having many strokes, and that's why we haven't been seeing him a whole lot.
I've been saying that all along as well, that he's having some TIAs, transient ischemic
Mhm.
attacks, tiny little strokes. That's what I think too.
Yeah. And I don't feel the kidneys. I agree the congestive heart failure, but I think um, they're working on the kidneys as well. Probably they have him on some kind of diuretic to get some of that swollen ankles off, and it's not doing well for the kidneys.
Well, that's one of the treatment for congestive heart failure is to
Mhm.
give you diuretics, which can play havoc on your kidneys because kidneys need a lot of blood to
Mhm.
function. If your heart's not pumping sufficiently, they're not getting enough blood, but yet they give you diuretics, which makes your kidneys work harder. And so it's just kind of this whole domino effect.
Mhm. I think we've read on this. I've seen this come up a few times. What do we think SCOTUS will rule on the tariffs?
Um, I don't think they'll make it all one big ruling. I
Mm.
think it'll be based on each tariff that he's imposed, but they're still going to say that how Congress says the money has to be spent, that's how it has to be spent. And he can't override that.
Hmm.
That's how I see they'll rule on it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like he's not going to have the power. Like I said, Trump is ending soon. I don't feel it really going on a lot longer. I feel Republicans starting to backstab him and betray him and start to stand up against him. Um, it's like they're heading in a bit of a different direction away from Trump.
All right. Here, this is a good one.
Did we talk about Letitia James' indictment? I don't see that going anywhere. Just like
I did. We said at the beginning, I see the indictment. He had her indicted only because she went after him legally and didn't drop the case. But that indictment is it was done because of pressure from Trump. obviously, but it's not going to go anywhere. Even if she's indicted, I do not see her convicted. And it's here again, it's a diversion. It's him going after all the people that held him accountable.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, what is it? Malicious prosecution? Is that what they call it?
It is. And
that's how they can get it thrown out. And he's pretty much admitted on Untrue Social, he was directing Pam Bondi to go after James, Comey, Schiff, others. So like that right there's enough, I think, just to get it thrown out of court. And there's not a case.
And that's where she's going to be convicted, Pam Bondi, because it's going to be obstruction of justice and abuse of power. Yeah. Because the president, I don't think he can direct her really to do anything. She should be independent of that. And, she should have said this is frivolous, and she did not. And so that's where they're going to get her for going along with this obstruction of justice, and it's an abuse of her power. If Letitia's indicted, it's not going to go anywhere.
She was indicted today.
I don't see her convicted. I don't see Comey convicted. The other thing my guides are telling me, and here again, I'm not an attorney, I forget which article of the Constitution it is, but it says that you can criticize the government without fear of reprisal from the government. And it's unconstitutional for Donald to go after these people because they spoke up against him, or because they were investigating him because he broke the law.
Wasn't that the freedom of speech?
No, it's another article of the Constitution that says that you can speak up against the government without fear of reprisal from the government. I mean, it breaks a lot of articles of the Constitution. What do you say?
Yeah. Well, he was in a press conference yesterday, and somebody asked him about burning flags, and he went on this this tangent about how they're getting rid of the freedom of speech. And like I said, this crazy talk, even his supporters are starting to wake up a little bit. There'll be people that are MAGA that will always be MAGA, but he's losing the Republican support right now too.
I mean, all of these middle fingers to our Constitution that's been tenets of the American democracy since our founding: our freedom of speech, our freedom of religion, our freedom to criticize the government without fear of reprisal from the government. Prosecuting people who break the law, illegal rounding up of innocent people without due process and then incarcerating them with no trial, nothing. All of this, and it'll keep going. He's trying to bog the courts down, but he's going to be held accountable for that. I don't see a long life for him. But if J.D. Vance becomes president, he won't stay in office long because he's going to be held accountable as well.
I agree. And if I psychically try to envision J.D. Vance as president, I can't see it. That's not to say, if that means anything. I can't see him as president.
And Mike Johnson is going to be investigated. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Stephen Miller, all of those people.
Well, the thing is, when Donald Trump is out, all of those around him and the whole Republican Party is going to crash and burn. It's going to be chaos within the party. It's that implosion that I've been talking about since.
You've been talking about it for years.
Since we've started doing shows together.
And then I think what's going to happen is, once Trump is gone, then a lot of those Republicans and some of the MAGAs are going to start speaking out against him. It's like, hello, why didn't you do it when he was pulling these shenanigans? It's a little bit late now. Right?
10, 20 years from now, anybody that voted for Trump or that's associated with the MAGA movement or the Trump administration, they're going to have a shame to them. Nobody's going to want to go near them. Everybody's going to be embarrassed that they won't say that they even voted for him.
It'll be just like it was with the Hitler years. And
Mm-hmm.
Nazis went back in the woodwork. Oh, we didn't like him. But yeah, really?
Mm-hmm.
You were up there marching with him, right?
Exactly.
So, same thing. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Will they remove JFK soon? Ooh.
I'm feeling others leaving before JFK, unfortunately. I'm feeling Hegseth, and Kash Patel doesn't feel like he's in there for a whole lot longer too. I'm not saying I feel he'll be in there maybe shortly after Trump leaves, but not much longer.
Well, here's the thing, though, because physicians want him removed. Everybody wants JFK removed. Anything he comes out with, like right now, there was some nonsense I read today that circumcision and Tylenol leads to autism. Hello. Right. If that's the case, then every male in this country who was circumcised and who was given Tylenol would be autistic. And that's such crap. It's just, it boggles the mind.
Thank you. RFK Jr.
I'm sorry, RFK. I apologize, RFK.
I think I said the same.
It is. It's RFK, not JFK. It said.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Yes. But I think what'll happen with RFK is that no matter the directives that he's issuing, people just aren't going to pay attention to, and they're going to think it's absolutely ridiculous. And doctors are going to come public and say that it's ridiculous, as they've started to do. So his credibility is going to be in the toilet, which it already is. And then
on all the anti-vax nonsense, right. Unfortunately, it's going to cost people lives.
That's right.
And he'll have their death on his hands.
And then they talk about the right to life. It's going to be, but wait, your policy caused people to die. And, what's it going to go back up to? Trump for allowing him to get by with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Trump doesn't care. He doesn't care what's going on with RFK. Trump likes the chaos. He really does. Mm-hmm. He's getting attention. And I see a time when his name is not going to be in the news every day. As much as people liked him, and some of that little core liked him, that's as much as people are going to dislike him, and it's starting already. It's like Lena Rodriguez said, it's chip by chip by chip. His people aren't going to all fall away at once, but the Republicans, chip by chip by chip, are going to start to pull away from Trump.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, sometimes people have to suffer before they get that wake-up call. They have to learn the hard way before, they can realize the mistakes.
Well, they drank the Kool-Aid, and now many people are realizing it.
Absolutely. But I feel like there's a lot of lawsuits, and it's going to cost RFK a lot of money after he's out of there.
Oh, people are going to sue the government. It's going to cost the government a lot of money.
I see lawsuits against him personally too.
And they're going to win those lawsuits, Kevin.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's going to bankrupt him.
Okay.
All right. What else do we want to take a look at? What will Barron do once his dad passed?
Well, I see Trump's money, his empire, if you want to call it that, crumbling. And so if the question is, will Barron go into politics? The answer is no.
I'm not saying that either. I see them wanting to, but like I said, when Trump is gone, the whole MAGA movement, there may be little tiny groups, like subdivisions of MAGA, but I don't see it. I see it crumbling. I don't see him taking over the movement.
Nor do I.
And I feel with all of the money that he's made from crypto, I feel like there's investigations into him and the family too that's going to cost him a lot of money.
Oh yeah, all that crypto thing and the way they manipulated the market. I think there's some issues with that. My guides are telling me that's illegal. All that's going to come out. There's so much that's going to come out. I see a movie being made about his second presidency, and the movie's going to just expose it all. And that's within the next 5 years. And it's going to be like, whoa. And people are going to be like in a state of shock, even more than what they already are.
Yeah, I agree. Now, this is going to be a very sad part of our history in the history books.
It's one of the darkest parts of our history.
Absolutely. I feel there's a lot of talk about using the 25th Amendment to remove him. Mel's feeling more impeachment, but either way, they're using mechanisms for removal.
If his health doesn't take him first,
like I said, I feel like he's going to try to send the military on protesters, and it may be another like Kent State situation, but I see it being a push too far where even those around him and Republicans start to stand up against him and call him out. I feel like there's talks going on behind the scenes right now because of the concern for his health and everything that he's doing about replacing him.
Unfortunately, I am seeing another situation like Kent State. And that's even going to bring his popularity down more.
Yeah. I do feel calls for removal here, and it feels pretty soon.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of calls for removal, yes. I don't know if it's enough to 25th Amendment him, but, I see a lot more impeachment coming. I see Vance. Vance is smart once they start impeachment on Trump. And it does get to the Senate after the midterms. And that's why he doesn't want the Democrats to get the House and the Senate for the midterms, because he's fearful of what's going to come out or what's going to happen.
I feel like it's
in power.
It's all going to happen before midterms.
Oh, good.
What I'm feeling. It's all going to crash. Like I said, I kind of feel like we're right on the cusp of it happening.
We're on the cusp of something huge, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I feel something big towards the middle of the month. Can we read on this? Because I keep seeing this pop up. But when will the Arizona Congresswoman Adelita Grijalva be sworn in? I'm almost feeling like within the next week.
Well, Mike Johnson said he's not going to do it during the shutdown, but my feeling is if he doesn't, then they're going to get a Supreme Court justice to agree to swear her in, because I think I'm not a lawyer, but I think in a situation like that, then a Supreme Court justice can swear someone in.
I'm feeling like there's so much pressure that they start to fold here, and he'll have to swear her in.
What do you think if that were a Republican that had won, and if it was a Democratic House and they refused to swear them in? Oh my goodness.
You can call them a bunch of hypocrites, because earlier this year they had 2 special elections in Florida when Congress was on their vacation. I swear they're on vacation more than they're even working. But they were sworn in like immediately because they needed the numbers.
Exactly. And they don't want her sworn in because she'll tip the scale in the release of the Epstein files.
Yeah.
And that's what they don't want.
But the thing is it's going to happen. They're trying to delay and distract us with shutdowns and all of the craziness going on, but it's not going to work. They're coming out.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm feeling like within a week, she'll be sworn in.
So do I. I see the number 6, so it'll be 6 days.
Yeah, I would say that she definitely will be sworn in, I think, in October.
And I'm thinking that if those people in the House and the Senate really cared about their constituents, they wouldn't follow what Johnson is saying or what the Senate Majority Leader is saying. They would be saying, wait a minute, our government here is in a crisis. There's a shutdown. We are not going on vacation. We insist that we stay in session until this has been resolved.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people that did go on vacation, it's not going to bode well for them come re-election time.
Do you feel Do you feel Mike Johnson's going to be outed as speaker here soon?
I do. I
I'm
absolutely.
starting to feel that too, with all of the pressure between, um, the Republicans starting to stand up against Trump, and um, you know, he's really sucking with the messaging campaign to blame the Democrats for the shutdown right now. I see them starting to
How
turn
can
on
it be the
him.
Democrats' fault? They have a majority in the House
You
and
know,
Senate, so it's not the Democrats' fault.
I
It's,
agree.
you know, I'm thinking already that there's going to be Republicans and Democrats. I don't know how they did it. How Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was the one? Who was the guy before him? What was his name before Mike Johnson? I forget the one before him.
Oh, McCarthy.
Yeah, that they got rid of. How Marjorie Taylor Greene started that whole ball rolling to get rid of him. I feel my guides are showing me that there will be Republicans and Democrats making a motion to unseat Mike Johnson after the government reopens.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, and I feel like some Republicans and Democrats working together to get Mike Johnson out. That's what I see.
Yeah, I agree. It's pretty crazy. I don't agree with her, but when MTG is starting to make sense, um, there's an issue with your party.
Well, I think MTG is doing what she's doing because she realizes that if she doesn't do something, she's not going to get voted in, and she's only doing it for her own political gain,
for sure.
not because she cares about her constituents.
I think she can see the writing on the wall that everything's going to crash and burn here soon. So she's trying to, benefit herself before it all happens. Like, she's somewhat sane, so she can still have a career after this.
Well, she's going to be in trouble too. I can tell you that right now. And I still see Joe Biden's son suing her and winning.
For MTG?
You got it.
Mm-hmm. I think she knows some stuff about the Epstein stuff, and that's why she
does. She absolutely does.
Because she knows that it's going to be coming out soon, and it's going to tear the party apart.
And I think she's working behind the scenes to get some of those files released. Actually, I still don't like her. I don't like her politics, but
right. I don't know when MTG's coming across as saying, it's strange times that we're in, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, MTG, you help bring them here, right?
Yeah.
This is a good one here.
Will Trump send tomahawks to Ukraine?
I haven't heard anything about that. Have you?
I just heard no.
I don't think he'll send tomahawks to Ukraine, but I still see Ukraine getting weapons from NATO or from the European Union. I'm sorry, not NATO, but the European Union.
I agree. Like I said, I'm feeling Ukraine starting to really advance into Russia and really bombing their oil reserves and all of that. I'm starting to feel like we're getting into that tipping point where Putin's not going to be in power much longer.
Yeah, they're going to go after the infrastructure of Russia big time. Okay. I don't know if this is a question or a comment, but
I've been so stressful watching all of the ICE raids. This administration tore up the Constitution, and Congress is silent. Yeah.
Then we need to open our mouths and speak louder and say, we will not tolerate this. This is not the American way. And these ICE agents that are following these illegal orders and the one giving those orders at some point are going to be in deep trouble. That's what my guys show me. And I'll tell you who else is going to be in trouble is Hegseth.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of those around him are going to jail, Hegseth included. I feel Kash Patel. I think Bondi may have some jail time. Kristi Noem. Quite a bit of them around the ICE raids and deportations.
Here, this is a really good one here too.
How does Bondi swearing to go after Antifa, just like they took out the drug dealers in Venezuela, going to work? Geez, guess I won't go boating in the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's all into this. Anybody that stands up to Trump is an enemy, and we're going to go after them or send the military after them. Like I said, we're getting to a point here too where like enough is enough. We're going to see massive protests. I think we're already starting to see those. I feel like this No Kings protest on the 18th is going to be record breaking. And it gets to a point where even Republicans can't condone what they're doing.
Well, Trump is going to say the King's Day, No King's Day is Antifa, it's this, it's that, because he's always going to blame somebody. Mm-hmm. You know, in the beginning, during his first presidency, he talked about Antifa, but now all of a sudden it's cropped up again. You know, I don't even know if there's a huge organization with Antifa. I think that's just something that Trump has
they made it up. They made it up in his first term when he was sending National Guard to Democratic cities and to stop all the riots that were just paid agitators.
Well, there are people that are anti-fascist, but that doesn't mean that there's this big organized movement like he's saying. He's just making it up or making it look much, much larger than what it is because he's got to blame somebody, and it's the excuse he needs. You know?
Well, right. It's anybody standing up to him because he's a fascist. So anybody that stands up or disagrees with him, this is a tool that we can call them terrorists and go after them and take them out.
Right. But it's going to backfire.
Exactly. There's a lot more of us than there is of them.
Here, this is a good question. We've just answered it, but this is a really good one.
Will the majority of Americans realize over time that everything about Antifa is a total lie? Yes.
We're realizing it already. Mm-hmm. Just like what they're doing to our Latino brothers and sisters, you know? When I was in Peru, some of the native Indians there, in their language, I can't think of the name of it, but when they greet you, they say, "Hello, my brothers and sisters." And, you know, it doesn't matter to them your religion, your skin color, where you're from, whatever. They view everybody as brothers and sisters. Mm. And, you know, one of you know, our tour guides said, you know, when we were in Puna, it's very high elevation up at Lake Titicaca. She was like, you know, it doesn't matter the color of your skin, your religion. It doesn't matter. What matters is in what's in your heart.
Yes.
That we treat each other as brothers and sisters. And I thought that was so poignant. And I thought I'm gonna use that and say that when I get back home, because we need to look at everybody as brothers and sisters, not, you know, as Mexicans, as blacks, as gays, LGBTQ, trannies. No. All brothers and sisters.
We're all one.
That's right. That's right. This is there's some really good questions here.
Yeah.
How about this one?
Do you see polio or measles gaining significant ground under RFK Jr.'s policies or any other preventable disease that we pretty much licked with vaccines? Yeah.
Yes.
Earlier, unfortunately.
There's going to be a rise in polio. There's going to be a rise in measles. And they need to watch because there could very well be a comeback of smallpox. So all those diseases that we thought we had eradicated, I see, you know, an epidemic coming. And, you know, who are you going to blame? Thank you, RFK.
Yeah. Well, like I said, unfortunately, there'll be blood on his hands.
This is a good one. I like this. There is no insurrection. That's true. Not among us, anyway. The only insurrectionist is Cittadini.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We should get T-shirts to say the only insurrectionist is convicted Donald Trump.
Right. Get him on some Hawaiian shirts.
This is a good one. I've talked to some Chicago police officers that are friends of mine, and chief of police in Chicago has told them do not work with ICE and these illegal arrests. So here, this is a good question for where I was going with this.
I finally seen a Chicago police person telling them to turn around as opposed to running down a crowd, or excuse me, or they'll be arrested. Yeah, people in Chicago are standing up. Has there been a lot of protests too, I think.
Us Chicagoans are not taking this easily. We are sticking up for what's right. Here, this is a good one.
Reverse psychology. Everybody stay home. No reason for the military if the streets are empty.
Yeah, but that can go both ways. The other part of that is then they could think, well, we've intimidated them so much they're afraid to come out.
Well, exactly. That's what they want. They want to scare us so that we don't stand up. But I will say, I encourage everybody to protest if you're going to be able to on the 18th, or find a way to be part of a resistant movement. But I will say with a protest, just use your intuition and be very aware of your your surroundings, because I feel there may be some incidents. And I've been picking that up since the summer protests. Paid agitators,
Right.
Them attacking protesters. So just use your intuition, be very aware of your surroundings. If something doesn't feel right, honor that.
I agree. I think, well, we're pretty much, here's a super sticker. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Peace, love, infinite possibilities. Love that.
I like
thank
that.
you so much.
Well, I guess it's pretty much time, huh, Kevin?
Yeah, we've been on for an hour. I'm sorry. I've been, I don't know, like an hour before the show just started to crash. But I really wanted to get together with you today because it's been a while, and I know it'll be a little while before we're on your channel next.
Well,
like 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks, because next week I'll be in France. But then when I come back from France, we'll go back to a regular, as they say in Great Britain, schedule.
Yep.
And I know that we have a lot of followers, and so I don't want to disappoint them. So we'll continue with our shows. Just all my trips just happen, boom, 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 right? They're all
You've been busy.
Yeah,
I've been busy too. There's been a lot going on. But I think with as much big news that we've all been going through, there'll be plenty of stuff for us to read on whenever.
There will be a lot, that's for sure.
Keep everybody informed. Thank you so much, Ness. Really appreciate that.
Anyway, Kevin, thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, always fun. You have a wonderful time on your trip, and we'll catch up when you get back.
And I'm glad those vitamins worked.
Yeah, the vitamins. And thank you all for all the sweet comments. I really appreciate it.
I love it.
All right, my friend. You all have a great night. We will see you soon. Take good care. Hang in there. Make sure that you're maintaining your vibrations, trying to sit in the hope, keep the faith. This too shall pass. So
there you go.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.